Do you think you love Sailor Moon? Well, hop in, kiddos. There's a whole world of pretty guardian Sailor Moon you didn't really know about. And there's a wedding special. Ding dong!
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Otaku Movie Anatomy.
I wish you guys could see the amazing intro that's on our screen over here. Oh, goddamn. Let's just sing this song. Let's not even talk about the movie. Welcome, everyone, to Otaku Movie Anatomy. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and comment on iTunes if you feel like doing so. Hit that thumbs up on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at The Popcorn Talk. I'm your host today, Chubby Bunny Michelle.
And I am Yuma Ninja. You can find me everywhere online at Yuma Ninja.
And today we're... No! Today we're joined by two special guests. Number one special guest, we'll start with Amy Steinberger.
Hello.
Amy, where can we find you on the internet?
Mostly Amy Kitty.
Amy Kitty. And we also have Miss Emma Fife.
That's me. I am Emma Fife. I can be found all over the internet wherever Emma Fifes are sold at my name, Emma Fife.
I hate that your intro was way better than mine.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, we are monitoring chat, so if you have any questions, comments, or corrections for us, we will see
ready
it.
to get real weird, because it's not the Sailor Moon y'all know and love. I never know. They just changed the cameras in here, so I'm just looking all around the room. Hello, everyone.
Oh, they did move where where that side of the table's camera is.
Now I have this thing to point at.
Yes.
So these wands are left over from my Sailor Moon wedding that I had 2 years ago.
Yes.
Made by Miss Yume Ninja over here herself.
I know. I was very excited to see that the Sailor Venus wand was at my microphone.
We know.
Yeah, she's Sailor Venus, right?
She's a ringer for that Sailor
I love
Venus.
it.
So guys, this exists. So you guys know about Sailor Moon, but Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon is the live action version featuring adorable little girls that are like age appropriate. It's weird. Well, they're actually, I think they're all they're pretty young when they started this.
They were pretty young. Most of them are about my age, so they were all like 18.
Now,
no, they're all 30 now, but they were like 18 when they were making the show.
Yes.
So,
so we're covering today the special act, which is the wedding episode, which happens after the series ends. But let's talk a little bit about this crazy series, because that it exists is the best. So from the glorious years of 2003 to 2004, the magical early 2000s, you know, when JT was around and Britney Spears was they were still dating, like, you know, those years, they were great years. There was a total of 49 episodes. And it says 2 specials here, but I'm pretty sure it's more like 4 specials.
Yeah, well, because there's this one, and then there's also the weird Act Zero tuxedo mask thing, and there's the Act Zero Sailor Venus thing.
And then Mamoru's ex-girlfriend gets an episode for some reason.
He has her little special tag, which completely ruined her amazing storyline. So don't ever watch that, because she has a great storyline.
I think most people aren't going to watch any of this, but you know what? You should watch the wedding special.
All available on YouTube.
What's that, Miss Dream?
Yeah. So MissDream.org has all of this series on there, available for download. Normally, I wouldn't condone downloading things illegally. However, you can't
get it.
Get this legally, really, in the U.S. in a format that you can understand.
Exactly.
So don't expect HD, because it is all 240p.
Yeah. Though the Miss Dream rips are from the DVDs, and they're better than what was previously on YouTube and Dailymotion, which is basically French YouTube.
So if anyone French YouTube. So if anyone's watching who works in licensing, we'd love to see this licensed and put into a box set and with real English subtitles that aren't having all the characters swear constantly. It's very weird. The fan dub is a little, or fan sub is a little.
It's a little loose. Fast and loose.
Mamoru's always like, God damn it! I'm like, whoa, I don't think he said that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't say
with that intensity. He does not. So this lovely series is targeted for the probably 5-year-old to 13-year-old demographic, tweens, like little kids. So it's shot in the way that Power Rangers was originally shot. It's the Sentai movement, so tokusatsu. You have real people in monster costumes fighting real people who look like real people with like explosions and like really slow cartwheels.
Yes. So many cartwheels.
That's all the girls can do.
Like, I don't think they hired actual stunt doubles. I think they just had a bunch of gymnasts.
It's a very
like Sentai thing where you can tell where they put all the explosives in a circle, and they blow up, and everybody goes, huh.
They're not even close. Like their foot is like here, and the explosion's like all the way up. It is great. I'd love to get into the cast. We're gonna talk about the cast for like 5 hours. They're so awesome.
No, the cast is literally amazing.
It's great. So we're gonna talk about them as real people now also. So first we have obviously Usagi, our Sailor Moon. She is Mio Kuroki. She's now a gravure model, and if you guys know what that is, it's like a kind of like a sexy, like I'm not naked, or like you can tell what's happening. Model, bless her little heart, she's great. And she's actually did a cameo in Space Battleship Yamato 2010, which was released in 2010 as Higashida, some sort of like random like tech.
Yeah.
She got like a little part in something nerdy again. That was good. She went to college.
Yeah.
She went to the same college as, oh, never mind, this is wrong. That's incorrect. Incorrect. Moving right
Pretend
along.
Michelle didn't say anything.
Ignore me and all
Yes.
my internet facts.
She didn't go to London College, so like Mamoru does.
London College.
He does. He just goes to London College.
In the series. In the
Yes.
series, he just goes to London and is like,
Because
has
London College is
and
a
has
real thing.
a very loud Australian roommate.
He did. Oh my god.
All of the gaijin in this film, like the American doctors.
Oh, they're amazing.
my God.
There was like a German guy who had a heavy German English accent, and then the Australian doctor.
Yeah.
Speaking
good.
of Amy, or Ami Mizuno, as she's known
I was
in the
like,
series. Yeah, that's Amy. Amy's hanging out with Germans now. She's played by Rika Izumi, who is a model and an actress. She still does stuff IRL. She went to the same university as Keiko Kitagawa, who plays Sailor Mars.
Yeah.
They both went to Meiji University. And she also had a small role in Paradise Kiss, which Sailor Mars stars in. She is the lead actress for her name is like Caroline Yukari. Yukari. And we did a review on the live action Paradise Kiss, and it's a cute movie. Minus the ending.
Well, Michelle didn't like it, but I liked it.
a lot of feelings, guys. A lot of feelings. And yeah, our Sailor Mars is the one who now is the most famous. She was in Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yes,
She
she
sure
was.
was. She was actually filming it
the same
during
time.
this special.
Which explains why somebody on Twitter already complained, like, what? She was only in for 5 minutes. I'm like, she was
She was doing Tokyo Drift,
She was
guys.
hanging out with the Vin Diesel. Or was that Vin Diesel era? Or was that
No,
other guy?
that's
that was Lucas Black.
Yeah.
That is Lucas Black.
So doesn't
Look at her claiming
Bow Wow
hands.
is in it.
right? But is it Vin Diesel or The Rock who shows up in the very end
It's
of
Vin
this one?
Diesel.
Vin Diesel does show up in the very
Yeah,
end.
kind of like
Dom
as a cameo.
Toretto.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know a lot more about Fast and the Furious than I do pretty Guardians.
Amazing.
She doesn't even know what this show is called. So yeah, there's Keiko Kitagawa holding it all together.
Yeah.
And then Makoto, Sailor Jupiter, is played by Miu Azama. It's really cute. She spells her name M-E-W, like Miu, like a cat, but it's obviously Miu. You know?
Yeah.
And she's a model, dancer, and she's still currently a TV presenter. She does like news shows and stuff now. I thought she was like.
How tall is she actually?
Yeah.
In real life, she's pretty tall. I don't remember the exact
Pretty
facts,
tall.
but she was the tallest, and
Or an
she
Asian.
was a dancer.
Yeah, which
also.
means she was probably like 5'4".
Yep. There
Yep.
we go. And then my personal favorite, Ayaka Kamatsu as Minako Aino, Sailor Venus. Ayaka Kamatsu, still an actress.
Yeah.
She was in Last Cinderella. She had a cameo. I remember I was watching it, and you can watch it on Crunchyroll, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Will Sailor Venus. And he's like, what? Because he's
like, who's that?
My husband has no reference for this shit. Yeah, and you know what's great is that they're also friends in real life.
They
you can see a picture
are.
up on the screen. This was taken, I think, last year at Sailor Venus's birthday party.
Oh, they
Yeah.
also
Very
all went
cute.
to because Keiko got married last year.
Yeah.
And they were all at her wedding, and it was really funny because Ayaka was like tweeting out photos, like photo montages, and all of them were like her and Keiko, just like the two of them. And I was like, did they get married to each other? I'm all about that.
Yeah, Sailor Venus and Sailor Mars. Ah!
Which is like my main ship for this show, by the way. So
Get ready to hear a lot
yeah.
about it, guys. Very exciting. Okay, so we talked about the Sailor Senshi. Oh god, this next part. This I start
yes.
crying. It's so great.
Yes, it's too
The
good.
guys in this fucking show, I don't even care who the actors are. Like let's real quick. Mamoru Chiba is this guy named Joji Shibue. He's in Kamen Rider, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But he's been typecast in a lot of Sentai stuff now. Good for
Yeah.
him. But the guys who play the
Shitennou.
Shitennou. So
Stop.
so real quick, so on screen you can see the Shitennou with Endymion. Oh man! And their costumes were so good.
Their costumes are so amazing.
Yes.
That was like my favorite part
They
of the
were
whole thing.
literally
Yeah.
like, I feel like I had a hard time paying attention, and they showed up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're doing this now.
I cannot handle Endymion's lampshade epaulets.
I know!
But
I love it all.
But
I love
other
it
than
all.
that, like, and that's one of the things that I mean, because if any of you guys listen to Love and Justice, we talk a lot about Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, and I just adore this series. Like, unironically, this is like my favorite on-screen version of Sailor Moon. And one of the things, and this is even reflected in the Shitennou having costumes that look really different from one another. Like, they give them all such interesting, different personalities and point of views in regards to the Dark Kingdom and Queen Beryl, and it's so great. And I adore every single one of the Shitennou. They all just kill it in their performances.
If you guys love the Shitennou too, let us know in the chat. These ding-dongs are monitoring chat for us.
I just really like that they're shiny and they have lots of filigree because I'm shallow.
Because the costumes
It's
don't...
like got all this stuff coming off it like this, and I'm just like, it's amazing.
Yeah, earlier before we started the show, these two were asking me like, "Oh, I couldn't tell which, which four generals they were," and is that
Because I'm
not-
a bad fan and I
was
haven't
like,
seen the whole series.
No, and I was like,
so.
That's okay.
No, there's no way to tell because
there's
they
no way to
completely
tell.
changed their characters.
Yeah, they're totally different.
So I want to shout out to these actors that are so awesome. We're kind of getting off the rails here a little bit, but so in 2004. The whole cast of this stupid TV show did a live show, and it's all on YouTube. Some awesome person
these live
put it up,
shows.
and they translated, they subtitled it in English, and it is like it's very sweet because the audience is just little girls.
I mean,
it's
and,
so cute.
and it really is just like an in concert. The girls are up on stage dancing around and lip syncing.
Yeah.
So like
in this scene, we're gonna show. Is the visual up?
I was like, we're just getting audio.
So in this scene, there's like a little girl crying. The Shitennou are like, we have to take a prisoner and steal her energy, and it's great. So James, can we have did they see the visual already? Okay.
Okay, all right, we're working on it.
All
But
right.
yeah, I mean, and
So
then you have to understand.
You mean it's a real little girl?
Oh yeah, it's a real little girl.
Look at him. Look at his face. He's like, I don't know what to do. And then wait, get ready for this motherfucker. Oh bless. So
I'm already in love with this.
what we've witnessed is the actors making little girls physically cry, and then Tuxedo Mask rolling in a bunch of fog with his upgraded mask.
Yes.
And then you can hear in the background the little kids all screaming. They scream to the whole
They do, they really do. And I mean, and this scene also comes out of, I kid you not, a solid 7 to 10 minutes of Nephrite and Jedi just like walking around the audience, legitimately just like talking to these children. I think what happened was when they did this performance, they thought, oh, they're the bad guys, the kids are gonna be scared of them. But instead the kids are like, please touch me, I wanna tell you that life story. And all the moms are like, what are you doing later? Like, it's amazing.
There was a scene, it was it was just too long to show on the show, but it's like, it's literally 10 minutes and then walk around and be like, who's gonna be our captive? How about you, Jo-chan? And like, it's like someone's mom, and she's like, it's great.
And there's one point too where like Nephrite goes up to a little girl who is dressed as Sailor Moon, and he's like, "Excuse me, are you Sailor Moon?" It's so fun.
It's
so delightful. And you brought up that like you were having a hard time paying attention, and then Shitennou showed up and you were interested. They steal the show in this live show. It's amazing.
So that happened in 2004. You guys gotta watch that shit. It's on the internet. Go look it up. Put up PGSM live show, thebestthingever.com. It's definitely there.
I just love all these live shows. Like, even if they're bad, like they're just so cute, and the actors seem to get more into like interacting with the fans.
They
and,
definitely do.
You know, it's just get this cute kind of like love fan feeling. You know,
And this is a one-time deal. This is just like, we're just doing this one time. You guys can win tickets to it from a lottery. And okay.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's moving right along. And then we have to talk about Beryl really quick. The actress says, sorry, we got off
even
the
though she's not in this wedding special.
She's not, but let's just talk about her real quick. So her counterpart is. So Beryl, you'll see on the screen, is on the left, obviously
Best
the adult
costume
version.
ever.
Oh my god,
played by
that's amazing.
It's played by Aya Sugimoto, and she is this like badass, like she's this very like revolutionary woman in Japanese, pop culture right now, where she's like really into like BDSM and talks about like sex, like and like sex health and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really taboo like back in the day.
You mean the actress or the character?
The actress.
The actress.
Aya Sugimoto.
Yeah, they really taught some lessons on Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon.
She does. She gives advice on TV shows, like a love expert. She started writing erotic novels like back in right around when this was released, actually in 2004.
Yeah.
I'm
So she's
surprised
kind of
they
a badass.
allowed her to do that, considering you know, like
She was like,
we
"I'll
look
do
at
what I
stuff
want,"
like
yeah.
Taka to Zuko, where they're like, you can't even talk about anything that's
Yeah.
not on the list. you
Yeah,
know?
I think that's maybe some of the reason why, because she's not in that live concert special, and I think that's maybe some of the reason that she's not is because like from
Worried what she's gonna do.
yeah.
So we have her, and then we have her counterpart, which was on screen a second ago, the Mio Kuroki, who is the main baddie in this stupid, awesome hour-long wedding special.
Queen of Hearts pop star lady.
Yes.
Yes. Now let's get to the get to the movie,
Yes.
shall we? The
Yes.
movie's only an hour. It's great. It's so much. It's basically filler.
It is.
So yeah, synopsis. This is the wedding special. It happens like 2 years. How long?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 years, I think.
2 years
Yeah.
after. Oh God bless. The opening is the best thing that's ever happened in my whole life.
Yes.
It's a montage of. So basically, 2 years after the events of the main series, they have no more powers anymore. All the bad guys are defeated, and these two get engaged. This is a montage of them getting ready for the wedding somehow. However, what are they doing?
She's like, I want a sexy red dress, and he's like, no, bitch, get a white dress.
We've never done it before. They do weird things like go into Toys R Us, run around outside. Like nothing actually related to Wedding Planet. It's kind of the best thing.
Yeah, it's great. The Toys R Us scene is brilliant.
God. This is terrible.
So, this is wonderful. Yeah, Toys R Us. Like they even show the damn sign. So this scene in
They're
particular
looking
raises
for
some
baby
questions.
clothes and stuff.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So in this movie, they are
It's so uncomfortable.
they're preparing for their wedding. However, they get into a fight. They break up the wedding, and an evil presence comes back into the world. And everyone's super concerned about it. So,
Yes.
Kuroki Mio, or as we call her, the Regina George of the Dark Kingdom. So in the series, she was just like this girl who was supposed to be Queen Beryl's like teenage counterpart or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like a clone, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, it's never really
It's
explained.
really unclear, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of Beryl, but kind of not. Shows up in her high school, and it's just like, just Regina George's the shit out of Usagi. Like, gets everyone to hate her, and it's like a rough couple episodes.
It is. And she really is a great mean girl a la Regina George, where it's like, you know, there's a scene where Usagi ends up, or like Mio ends up getting hurt, and Usagi runs off to become Sailor Moon, and like Mio knows that she's Sailor. That's the thing. That's the other thing. Is this is the only series where they actually look pretty different when they're the Sailor Guardians, and yet this is the only one where they know who they are. But again, and she comes in and she's like, oh well, you know, Usagi didn't mean to like run away and let me get hurt, and like everyone just turns on Usagi, and it's great.
I believe it was like episode 34. So again, off the rails. So she comes back to life because she is 100% dead at the end of the series.
Yeah.
She comes back.
Oh, she's real dead at the end of the series.
Everyone's actually really dead. So everyone comes back, and she breaks up. She says, "Mamoru, you must marry me, and I'm going to take over the earth."
Okay,
and
but
that's
wait,
the
first-
whole plot of basically.
Yeah.
First, they're in
plot.
like a warehouse, and it's totally like Terminator.
Yeah.
You know, when there's like a flash of
Oh,
smoke, and I'm like, is she
yeah.
gonna be naked in a little bowl? You know, but she wasn't. So it was just a dog, a dog puppet.
That sucking
thing.
dog. I hate that dog so much. Was it Poo-chan or something?
No, Choppy.
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 Choppy, yeah.
Talking to Choppy, and I was like, are all the stuffed animals in this universe alive?
I actually love
Yes.
all the stuffed animals because it's so cheap on the budget, and I just love the puppetry of it because there's a definite lack of like you see like Luna and she's like little arms move and they bow their
Yeah,
head.
they tried.
They try so hard. And it's just
Yeah.
like it's obvious that like you do not have a budget.
Yeah.
You just have plush dolls.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Literally, they had like a PA just like
yeah.
holding
Who just,
these
like,
things, like
held it.
bopping its head around. But Luna and Artemis do have interchangeable eyes, so they
Paper
can
eyes.
paper
Little
eyes.
paper eyes that some sad person drew. My favorite is when like okay,
Like,
so
is it just
what's her
marker?
name? Mio.
Mio.
So,
Yeah,
so
Kuroki
Mio's
Mio.
all like, so she's like, oh Choppy, I love you so much, and he's all like has been exploded, I guess, when she died or something, and she puts him back together with her magic clown powers, and then.
Yeah, for some reason she's a clown. This makes no sense. Nothing to do
Wait,
with
and
the
she has
series.
clown henchmen for no
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
also. Which is,
I think you mean Piero.
Yeah, it's a word for clown. But
It's just like trying to make clowns fancy.
Yeah.
And they're like, literally, I was just like, when they came, I was like, why clowns? You
And
know,
why were
like,
they dancing for
why
so
were they
long?
breakdancing clowns? They were literally breakdancing. And I was like, but why?
Oh my god.
Okay, but then so she gets really mad at some point and she starts squeezing the stuffed animal dog that she's been talking to like it's real. And all of the other things are like, oh, the stuffed animals are real. And I'm like, she's gonna kill it. She's gonna kill the stuffed animal dog. And I was really upset. And then she didn't.
No, the stuffed animal dog really didn't pay off.
It didn't
I thought
do
she was
anything.
gonna rip its head off.
Yeah,
like
nope.
it looked like she was gonna rip it off and
Yeah,
stuffing
it's
was
definitely
gonna
not
go
the source of
everywhere.
her power, which I kind of
Listen, I would have been on board for that.
Yeah.
But then that's the only thing left at the end, right? Is Choppy or Choppy or whatever the crap.
No one really knows what happened to Choppy. Perhaps there will be.
I think she is Choppy. I
the
think
great
her power
mystery.
is left in Choppy, and that's how
Queen
she
Girl.
resurrects.
Yeah.
Wait. So I'm looking at your notes, Michelle. And
What?
there's definitely that. I want to know more about this fan theory that they're getting married quickly.
Yeah.
So everybody, the reason why they might be in Toys R Us looking at baby clothes, there's a fan theory that they are hella pregnant, and that is why they
I
have
think
to
it's
push
shotgun
it.
wedding.
I'm down with that theory. I think it's true.
But there's a lot of support for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let us go down the list. So number one, they look like they're shopping for baby clothes.
Yep.
They do
Right?
look like they're shopping
That's
for
definitely
baby
baby clothes. There's nothing else she could be looking at. It's a tiny pink sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number two, Motoki and Makoto are talking about the flower arranging or some shit, and then all of a sudden, they're like, talking about how the wedding seems rushed. Like, why are they getting married? So I don't know. It does seem rushed. They're gonna rush because someone's pregnant.
And they're looking at the little baby doll in Toys R Us, and
Yep.
he's all like, "Nope, don't like this idea."
And then number three, again, not that much support, but number three,
Right.
Right after they call off the wedding because they have this like inane fight, Usagi is shown getting sick and throwing up.
Yep.
But it's because in the show she's eating a lot of sweets,
Right.
And she's like, oh, I feel sick, and then she goes to throw up, and that's how she overhears Mamoru.
Yeah, but they just had the giant pile of sweets arrive, and all of a sudden she's like, "I'm gonna go throw up." It's
Yeah.
So they never explicitly say the word pregnant or baby or anything, but
Right.
it's very funny to think about. Like, dude, they're pregnant and they're having all these problems now.
Their fight is also like super forced because you know she hears them,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Well, do what you like." What if she calls off the
She's
wedding?
like,
Then she
"I
calls the
know."
wedding, and then she's like, "Really? This is the reason why?"
Because I was so Usagi goes through a lot of character development in the original series,
Yes, she does.
and in this. And so does Mamoru, because he starts out as like an asshole, and he kind of,
He
becomes,
still is an asshole.
No, hold on.
I know, but he wasn't
then
really by the
suddenly
end of
she's
the
pregnant.
series.
Yeah.
in this particular in the special act, they just go right back to the beginning. How they used to be with each other, and it's very it's very frustrating. Usagi's not her best in this at all.
She is not, because honestly, like my favorite sort of live action person to portray Usagi is Satomi Okubo, who played Usagi in the first 3 of the new Sailor Muse. In Reconquista, Petite Étrangère, and Nouveau Voyage. But like Mio Kuroki is like a very close second, because she does bring a real sort of like depth to the character. And as you say, Michelle, through the course of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, it's not just her, it's the entire cast goes through a tremendous amount of character development, like more so than we really see in any other version of Sailor Moon, which is why I love this series so much. And like by the end, she and Mamoru have really earned that relationship.
Yeah.
And it is disappointing to go into the wedding special and have them back at ground zero.
I felt that's actually was my biggest disappointment watching the movie, because I knew that a lot of people felt that way about the series.
Yeah.
And then watching it, I was like, I just don't really care about these two people.
Yeah.
And I feel like, this is supposed to be like the payoff where you get to see them get married, and I really wanted to see like romance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I kind of hate them.
I will say, I mean, the one sort of redeeming moment for me is when she thinks that Mamoru, well, we're led to believe that Mamoru has been like brainwashed by Mio and is like part of her crew now and is like gonna get married to her. But then when like Usagi is in prison and he like shows up and he like throw a dagger or something. Yeah. And they kind of reveal that like the two of them were totally in cahoots all along. Like that was a really good moment for me.
Well,
And
I thought it was nice that they don't actually know that both of the other one knows.
Right.
But he throws it, and she doesn't flinch because she knows he's not going to hit him. And then she says something like, "Well, I always know when your voice is different, like whether you're you." And it's just like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I did
And
like
in the
that.
series, that is how they develop their relationship.
Yeah.
It goes from them just being like butting heads all the time to like them fighting together, like coordinating and fighting together like well.
It is, yeah, and I mean, and the stakes are a little bit different in Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, because the sort of backstory of it is that is that Princess Serenity was actually the one who destroyed everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was this crazy badass. I forgot.
Because basically
With a heart.
after Prince Endymion was killed in the battle with the Dark Kingdom when everybody invaded from the Earth, like she got so distraught that she just like unleashed her powers and obliterated the universe.
Yeah,
Is that the ones where you see the shots of her like walking on the mat and there's like things exploding behind her?
Yes.
Oh yeah, when she's Princess Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Princess Sailor Moon
okay.
is a crazy badass, and it's kind of good.
Yeah.
So Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask, maybe not so good in this series. At the end, better.
Yeah.
You know who's missing from this? Sailor Mars. And we did talk a little bit about this, but I want to, real quick, let's all think about when they shot these scenes and where was she when they were shooting these scenes? Example, why are you in the hospital all the time? Why is it the one hospital that everyone's in constantly in this series?
Yeah, it's the only hospital ever. And I'm pretty sure it's actually just a hotel room that they've like put a hospital bed in. Though I will say in this special they did actually have like a rack of some hospital looking equipment, which they basically
Usually
never
it's
did
just
on
a
the
bed
show.
and a window, and they're just like, it's a hospital. Did you see
And
detail?
did she actually wear a hospital gown in this? I'm trying to recall.
She had an eye patch and like a weird.
Yeah, she had like
She's still wearing her Miko outfit.
Yeah, exactly. On the show, everybody just always wears their own clothes to the
I
hospital.
remember she has like her kimono peeking out, you know?
Yep.
Japan hospital.
She looks really cool in that scene where she's all like writing her scrolls. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
And then like she turns around and she's like, I sense danger, and the
flame
candles
goes-
go like this, and I'm like, all right,
No, and I liked that like all of the girls like had stuff going on in their lives. You know what I mean? Though I don't think Japan knows what a florist is.
No.
Because Makoto is just drawing pictures of flowers.
This is how I flower arrange. Just draw. I think about the picture, the flowers, and then I never touch any flowers.
So let's talk about like how they've moved on. Like everything about like the girls' careers in these 2 years. So I want to say Sailor Moon is the saddest because she's got nothing going on there like other than getting married.
She's learning how to
Yeah.
become a housewife.
Yeah.
she's like living with her mom and
Yeah. So like she's
barely being competent.
Yeah, she's the only one that like you haven't done shit. And then like Sailor Venus, she's like winning all these awards in London, but I'm like,
The glitter award.
Yeah, she
Oh,
has
yeah,
a
the
limo
glitter
and like
award.
staff.
yeah,
and stuff.
and like it's so unbelievable. It's like a 5-year-old wrote these like fantasies. Like she's wearing this glitter award
Well,
in
remember,
London.
it's supposed to be for little girls.
Yeah.
You know, so think about what my
You can only
little
become
kids
a
would be
pop
like.
star, a doctor,
yeah.
a bride.
And then Sailor Jupiter becomes a florist.
Yeah.
Because that's a really.
It's and literally
What
the
else
florist shop has almost no windows and just a bunch of flowers. And I was like, what universe?
It's like they went around the office building, just took all the plants and put them in this one room.
Yeah,
and then they just kind of like stack them in buckets. And I was just like, what kind of florist shop
They
is
were
this?
all on tables for some reason. That was weird.
And then even with like the hospital that Ami's supposed to be in America.
Oh,
it's
obviously in
literally
America.
like somebody's
Like a
corporate
hall.
office,
Yeah.
and they just like open doors.
Yeah.
And then the two
Those
white
doctors
dudes,
were horrible.
they were horrible.
They're like, hey, Amy, we're going to take your idea and don't tell anyone.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
a jerk.
let's keep this. But it's like his English was so broken.
Oh, yeah.
Like all
That's a
three of
white
those,
dude.
all
Where'd
three
they
of those
find him?
people. Yeah, like Ami's, the two white dudes. They all had such broken English, and it was just like nobody believes this is America.
Listen, guys,
kind of gross.
I recently discovered that the guy who plays Zoisite actually grew up in the U.S. and so he speaks fluent English. So why didn't they just have him dub in for them, or have one of them be a girl and have Mio dub in for them? She's half English. She speaks fluent English also.
Yeah.
out and got mad. Oh,
Yeah.
Zoisite is actually the doctor and he's evil.
That's
just-
true.
oh.
All right.
There was no time. And then Sailor Mars is just like, I'm just still a Miko or whatever.
Yeah, it's like it is like the epitome of like young adult novels. Of
Oh,
like,
100%.
yeah, it's just like I am like so plain but beautiful and
Yeah.
so skilled and all these things, and I was
It
like,
could be
ah.
worse, I guess. None
Yeah.
of them actually turned into like, I'm secretly a princess. You know, well,
Yeah.
except Sailor Moon,
Yeah.
who was the princess.
Sure
but,
was.
You know.
Right, absolutely.
Twice over.
No, but I think you're right though, Amy, to bring up sort of like the age demographic that it was aimed at. Like
Yeah.
these are all careers that a child can relate to.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I just want to go back to Sailor Mars real quick because I knew she wasn't really in the scene with a lot of people, and you could tell. So she must have shot at the beginning, the intro where she gets hurt, the hospital scene, the wedding scene, probably because they were
Yeah,
all.
because
She
she's
was
never
actually
interacting with any of them.
Yeah, she's actually at the
except for
wedding.
a couple shots.
Right.
However, oh god. However, there's this at the very end. Usagi and Mamoru are like flying away on them. We're just like, well, And there's a shot of her like walking on the street, and I noticed that she's on any kind of damn street.
Yeah,
and
no.
definitely a green screen with a bunch of lights because they're like, we don't know where you're gonna be. Let's just shoot you smiling and hope that we figure out what's gonna happen in this movie yet. We don't know. We don't know.
That
was
ending
pretty
scene
good.
really killed me because like they're
So
driving
funny.
past all these things and she's suddenly just like, hey.
Yeah, but
Like-
but then they show a cut in of like them being happy somewhere else entirely.
Yeah.
You know, not in the
my
street,
God.
but
Also,
hey guys, bye.
like there was that
I'm gonna
great
go get
scene
married.
where Usagi was throwing the bouquet and Rei and Minako were like standing next to each other, kind of like shuffling, like, no, I totally don't want to catch the bouquet. What? And they clearly like brush hands. Why weren't they like together in that
Oh
final
my god,
scene?
I must settle that.
I do want to make a point about that wedding. Like, why is it that like Sailor Jupiter is wearing her color, but like the other ones are like brown and
I
black?
know.
It's
Yeah.
like, why are you wearing
So
this to a
random.
wedding?
Because she's a florist.
I liked that she was wearing her color, but I really like it when stuff's color coded.
Yeah.
So especially since they don't have their hair except when they transform.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just weird because like the other two were just wearing like everyday dresses and it was literally brown and black.
That's
and I was
like,
you
some stuff
found
they got out of their
I
closet.
know. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
you
what they
found
had.
the two most boringest dresses in your closet.
And then when you see
Wear
like
this.
the glamour shot that's supposed to be of, oh, happy everybody's getting married and you know we're all together, and I'm like, is this Sailor Moon? Because like these outfits are just like not that great.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sailor Moon's
you know,
tearaway
they-
wedding dress.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't like that
I just-
shit?
They ran out of money, guys. That's clearly what
No, but
happened.
it's Sailor Moon. Like Sailor Moon fantasizes about getting married like
Oh, yeah.
so many times, and then you see her dressed and you're like, I guess it's okay. Like
I mean, it's whitish.
To be fair, that you feel the same way about when you see her as Princess Serenity in the show, where you're just like, oh,
Oh, it's just like a shift dress, and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has like black hair.
yeah, she has like black hair that's
I mean,
like
in the live
pulled back.
action show,
In,
yeah.
in the live action show, like pulled back into a half ponytail.
and then when they show like the Obi-Wan queen.
Oh yeah, of Queen
you know,
Serenity. It's the same deal.
I was like,
What?
that's the ugliest shit dress I've ever seen.
That's
And you're
the
supposed to be
one.
like, oh,
my God.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's what
no.
they put her in? Come on. You
So
can
I
go to
was-
Goodwill and get
I
something
was
better
reading
than
up
that.
about this like on Wikipedia, and then they do point out some stuff about the goofs in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And so then I started looking for them, and I was trying to find more goofs. So the one that was mentioned was like, I guess at some point like Mamoru's fighting some other dude, and like they knock over this brick wall where you can clearly see the writing behind it, like waves. You can see the clear writing behind it. And then then like in the wedding, like the bell is ringing, but then they pan out of the church and the bell's just kind of like
Sitting there, just sitting there. It's just clearly ADR bell
Well,
sounds.
they didn't have time to
It was a
continuity.
speaker bell. A lot of churches
Yeah.
don't actually ring bells anymore. That's
Oh
good.
man,
Oh,
the
okay.
funny part for me was just like, you know, they're riding off on the motorcycle and they're clearly both not wearing helmets, and suddenly like the waving part, they're both clearly strapped in. And I was like, at what point did this happen?
I thought you were gonna say that. Okay, so they're not wearing their helmets, and then all of a sudden you see them waving at people, and it's like, oh, they're dead, and they're flashing back on their life because they died because they weren't wearing their helmets.
That is
The one that nobody mentioned that really bugged the shit out of me is like when they get that sword and transform, and then they all get like the little pieces of jewelry, and so
Oh, yeah.
it's clearly bracelets that they're wearing
Yeah.
when they transform. And then when it breaks apart, it's like the watch, and I'm like, okay, why did you clearly show that bracelet just to show a watch? I was like, this does not make any sense.
It mixed with their skin, and then it
Yeah, because it looked like a bracelet.
Yeah,
you
like a
wear.
bracelet.
And like it was
Yeah.
so clearly like
Right, and then it was
recognizable.
like the watches that they have
Yeah.
in the show.
and it's like a giant cuff, and you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I love they invented that friendship sword basically to give the characters something to do because like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
the whole show is about the whole episode is about Mamoru and Usagi like not having a wedding or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But then like the other girls just like flaunting around like, oh, we gotta go try to get to Japan first.
Yep.
And there's all these clowns on their way.
Yeah.
And then there's this friendship sword they have to find. Is this the same sword from the series? Or is it a different sword? It's like a new sword.
It feels like
This
it feels like
sword?
a similar
No, the sword never
but-
showed up in the show.
Yeah, this is-
in
this is
in
a-
Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, it never showed up.
From
Okay.
the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, from
Because
the
Venus-
animated TV show.
Yeah.
Venus
There is
had a
a
sword.
sort of a friendship sword from
However,
Sailor Venus.
this sword can only be pulled out of the magical grounds via all King Arthur style via friendship.
Yep.
And they all have to be there. But the funniest thing is, I was like, well, you know, Mars can't be here. We still will do this. Like, Sailor Moon's not gonna be here. Are we still will pull this out? I was like, well, her spirit's here. It's fine.
It's cool, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like so in
So
and there was
arbitrary.
well, but I mean, they had the same sort of like so. Even though yes, they had to figure out something to do with Rei because Keiko Kitagawa was busy shooting Fast and the Furious. There ended up being kind of this nice parallel, wherein in the show. So, spoilers, if you haven't seen Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, Sailor Venus does not make it to the final battle because she dies of glamour cancer.
She definitely dies like, for real, and she doesn't come back.
Yeah, she dies and does not come back.
Yeah, because in the animated show, like, they die a million times, but they always come back.
No, she died. I mean, they all end up coming back in the end because they all end up dying, but she does not get to get revived for the final battle. Like, she is dead. And this is the thing is, you're like, it seems so ridiculous because she has this mysterious disease that basically just makes her get headaches and get dizzy, and then she dies. But like, I have watched that episode several times, and I am a sobbing mess every single time. But anyway, so because she didn't participate in the final battle, basically everybody has these like star tambourines that do special moves, and they transform into weapons in the final battle. So in the final battle, Rei has both hers and Minako's. And then in this, Minako has both hers and Rei's.
That's cute.
Yeah.
So can we, while we're talking about Minako, so when you watch their transformations, all of them are sort of kind of normal, sort of like what you see in the TV show, the animated TV show, except for Venus, who the only thing she does the whole time is like, what is it, Pantene?
Yeah.
Where she's
like
all like
yes.
this.
Guys, when you
And then she gets a special song.
yeah, when you
like little animals in her hair.
Yeah,
or
when you want to,
something,
guys, when you want to dye your hair, what do? Do you use like a box dye or bleach it out? Minako uses ribbon dancers that just dance through her hair.
Ribbon dancers wearing like Zentai suits.
It's literally like just a close up of just her hair, like not her head is not even there. It's just her hair with like, and everybody else gets like,
Yeah,
but
I think
and
it's
she's
because like
like,
in this series she was kind of a special character who was the princess for kind of a long time.
Right.
Yeah, she keeps up that guise for a long time.
Longer than in the series, but she does get her own special music, which I love. It's like my favorite music. It's like dun 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 dun.
It's great.
Dun 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 dun. And then like this fucking ribbon dancer. It is ridiculous.
The transformations always weird me out on this show because I've seen them multiple times and I've seen them like parodied on other Asian TV shows. Like the weird, like my hand is over my foot and now I have a boot and like.
They just close up like this with
With
like,
with the Windows 95 screensaver backgrounds.
It's so weird because like they purposely pose like as if they're like body part models and then they go, hello. They just like wipe up.
because it's been
very
parodied
slow.
like so many times. I almost have this like weird nostalgic feeling for it. Like even though it's crappy, like it's like it's been parodied so much that you kind of love it because of what it is. I guess I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean all of the special effects are so cheesy, but I really like what they look like when they are transformed. Like I really like the designs of the Sailor Fuku. I think I love their wigs. Like
I like it, and they use like this really awesome like trim and like
Yeah.
nice
Make
big
it
bows,
fancy.
and they're stiff. You know, it's
without
not
being
like
like Sailor Mew version.
Yeah.
I really like.
I like the Mew, too,
my
though.
favorite transformation in this episode was when Mamoru finds out this is I can't even get it out. It's so funny.
So good.
The four generals, Mio, you think that she brings them back, but really they were clowns in disguise? Question mark.
Yeah.
And when Usagi and Mamoru are about to be killed by the fake Shitennou,
Shitennou.
then the real Shitennou, who are definitely dead and were not revived at all,
Not at all.
come back. And they're like, oh, master, it's time to fight. And they all walk in front of him, flip their capes, and he magically turns an Indian, and I just lost my shit. Like, it was so ridiculous.
The cape flourishing in this show is out of control.
Yes.
that was actually literally like that was my favorite scene too. When I was watching it, I was like, "Yep, this is the one I'm gonna be like Michelle. This is my favorite."
Also, I just want to point out when they like have that battle in the woods and the Shitennou all like show up, it's so funny because the guy who plays Jedi is younger than the rest of all the Shitennou, like 5 years younger than the next one closest
he's
in
like a
age.
little baby,
It's so hilarious. So he's like the same age as the girls, and all the other ones are like adults. So it's so hilarious because they like all run into the woods, and like Kunzite's got this like big long cape, and Zoisite has a long cape, and like Nephrite's really tall, and then there's Jedi on the end with his little half cape and his little dagger. Like
It's literally when they were like doing their poses and he was like with his dagger and I was like, what the hell are you gonna do with that? What are you doing?
Stab himself in the shoulder with that. Just like,
it's like soccer practice got canceled, and now they have to take care of their little brother.
I mean,
my
like,
God.
it's like it's sad because like the other ones look so cool and it's just like he gets the half cape and he gets like a really crappy wig. His wig was awful, guys.
What was like his union or whatever was like, well, you're not 20 yet, so you only get a half cape.
his Shitennou union.
But I do want to talk about like Endymion's outfit just because having an all white outfit is such an Asian thing. It is such an Asian thing.
They did it in Star Wars.
But it's like it's just
Which
like
is very heavily influenced by samurai films.
Damn
so.
it. But it's literally like, but you know, like things are exploding. He's rolling around the dirt, and I was like, the first thing that is gonna go is your stupid white outfit.
Yep.
But like the lampshade epaulets, they made me laugh because like you know he's like twirling around and fighting those two monsters, and he goes like this, and then you just see everything shake like.
It does. It has these amazing tassels on it. Just out of
It's just
control.
so ridiculous.
Well, I kind of wonder like why his outfit is white. Like, do you think is it like supposed to symbolize purity or is it like a death thing? You know?
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
they're all
white is
ghosts
death.
and he's pure.
Yeah.
He's a pure ghost.
I always associate like those
Pure
all
ghost.
white like princely outfits with like Asian boy bands. Like they're the only
Yeah.
ones that wear it. You know, I'm just
Because
like
they're dead inside.
yes,
so.
like nobody wears that
I mean, you saw
outside.
that picture of the fucking all of them together look like a crazy Takazuka boy
do.
band. or
They
something.
do look like a
With,
crazy
man.
Musical boy
There
bands.
actually are. There's literally Takazuka shows where the costumes look exactly the same as those guys.
Yeah.
And when I was watching, I was like, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Or something happened together. I don't
Listen.
know.
Speaking of transformation, the one I was not expecting was Kuroki Mio.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't talk about her demise yet. So basically, they make up, everything's fine. The four generals are like, yeah, we're helping you. And then Mia's like, not on my watch. And then turns into a plant.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
better.
so great. I loved
Why
it.
did she turn into a plant?
It literally, when she turned into like the weird plant thing, I was like, "Is this Pokemon?" I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah, that was very confusing to me, especially because like there was nothing in the series that was anything
ever
like
transform
that.
like
Nope,
that?
she does
No,
not turn
she
into a
wasn't
plant.
made from a rose.
She gets super killed by Mamo Talia before she can ever turn into any
Yeah.
sort of
See, I
crazy
kind of wonder-
plant.
Turns
Okay,
into
so she's
petals,
supposed
I
to-
think.
She does.
I think when she dies, yeah, she
So there's
yeah.
something vaguely plant related because I feel like
Yeah,
okay,
there,
so
it
she
was
looks
vaguely
like-
plant related. Like she did have the black flower petals when she would just like disappear
Oh, yeah,
randomly.
yeah, yeah.
She's got like the Queen of Hearts thing going on, and
That is random. That is
and
not.
she's got clowns, and
Also
then
random.
she's a plant person.
I feel like what
Yeah.
happened is they
And
were
there's
like,
a dog.
we don't have any money. Go into the costume room and figure some shit out. Right? You
I
have 5
think,
minutes.
yeah, I think that there was already a giant plant monster in someone's basement,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they were
Yes.
like, "This could work." She did-
Saban was
it
like, you can borrow it for $5.
Yeah.
It looked cool though.
Yeah,
She
like the
looked
two
cool.
twin dudes that they were fighting. I was like, I swear to God, I've
Oh,
seen
Those
yeah.
are Power Ranger costumes.
Yeah, I was
for
like,
sure.
I've
those
seen
are-
this on Power
Yeah,
Rangers.
those. I actually think that somebody did send me. Yeah, they yeah, I've had someone send me a side by side before. Not only of them, but also of the clowns being used in literally those clowns in a Super Sentai. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be
love
surprised
that.
because like they had no budget.
Yeah.
How would they have the budget for 20 clowns? They wouldn't. So they had to get them
Literally,
from somewhere.
the way that they make Yoma on this show is they go into a Kamen Rider / Super Sentai supply closet and they go,
Yeah.
this head, this jacket,
Yeah,
these pants,
yeah.
these boots,
yeah, it's
perfect.
like a,
You're
like
a monster
BBC
now.
costume drama.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's just like BBC costume
Oh my
dramas.
god. So, you know, I do want to talk about real quick. Fucking the last scene they get married. They throw out the stupid thing, and you know who's up in the back supporting them? The fucking 4 generals, full costume, under a tree. Good job, buddy. We're
Still
like,
dead.
where's
They're still, I mean, that was my thing. Is
they're
that, yeah, I
alive.
agree
They didn't get killed, did
with
they?
Amy. It's like, well, I mean, no, they didn't die in this fight,
Right,
but
right.
like they were never
were dead,
revived.
yeah,
They're dead.
sure.
It's like they're
Also,
based,
they were always ghosts.
I think they're Force ghosts.
Yeah, they're Force ghosts. Yes, right? Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
Because that would
That's right.
explain why they were all just in their Shitennou. And the thing
Yeah.
that's really interesting is that like at the end of the series,
We're never really there.
Oh,
These
no.
are not the droids we're
We
looking
got
for.
Chevrons.
but the thing that's super confusing is that at the end of the series, Kunzite, Jedi, and Zoisite are all dead. Nephrite's alive in like a human form.
Oh,
he like
that's
works.
right.
He like works
He
at
works at the
Motoki's
karaoke
parlor.
place. So much stuff happens, guys.
So like,
So much stuff.
Okay.
Well, bless.
guys.
What are your guys' favorite scenes, real quick? We probably were talking about,
Oh, let's start with Emma.
but yeah,
favorite scene.
just from this little guy.
I mean, I think it's when we figure out that like bad stuff is happening again, and little Sailor Luna shows up.
little Sailor.
Yeah, it's that
Luna.
like it's the scene in the garage where Sailor Mars like gets attacked. Like that was actually legitimately kind of a scary scene.
I was scared.
Yeah.
I was like, because I'm like, this little kid is going into a garage
Yeah.
by herself with possibly evil Terminator
Yeah,
or something. I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I liked that scene, and also of course when we realized that like Usagi and Mamoru were like
In cahoots.
they're still they're in cahoots with each other. So yeah.
Yeah. I liked the swoosh the dead cape, and now I'm
Wish the dead kid. Hashtag.
and now I'm Prince Endymion again. I liked that scene the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess it was kind of weird. Like, okay, so they're sailors and they're warriors, and then. So yay, I'm getting married, and then we're just not going to be heroes anymore. That was kind of
Yeah,
I think they lost their powers
confusing.
after the end of the.
but
'cause they all
I
died.
felt like they were sort of, I don't know, it felt like a little bit of a weird commentary.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you know, if you get once you get to a certain age,
That was Amy's
ladies,
favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Amy's bitter part.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain age, you can't be heroes anymore. You just got to get married and have babies.
Lock it
Yeah.
down.
So that was my least favorite part.
All right.
Yeah.
So my favorite, not scenes, but just not scene as in one, but most like scenes is literally the explosions. Like every time they do the stupid
floor
cartwheels,
explosions.
it's literally like I can tell where all of your wiring was, and you guys are just doing a bunch of cartwheels for no damn reason. It's just like that style of Sentai. It always makes me laugh, like because it's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is actually sentimental. Is after she gets married and she starts looking at everybody and it's like, "This is the last time we'll be together." Why? I don't know.
Why?
Because you guys can just fucking email each other or whatever.
Right.
Skype.
Yeah, you can use your Sailor Guardian
They're
phones to call each other.
definitely still friends in real life now. But
Yeah.
anyway, but she starts to reminisce and they do shots of the show.
Yeah.
Of
I
them
like
like
that
meeting
too.
and like
Yeah.
you see them kind of like in various states of like sadness or happiness with each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that was sweet. They didn't make a connection.
That was legitimate to me. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh, these guys are real friends and they had this life together, and I really liked that part.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now it's all over because you're getting married and you can't see them
You
again.
can't see your friends anymore
Yeah.
because you got to grow up and stop
Gotta
being a stupid warrior.
Ship you to another place. Okay, guys, so we're gonna do to the lines, which is a thumbs up or thumbs down on a count of three.
Okay.
Obviously. 1, 2, 3. Fucking you guys, get out of here. we're so biased by nostalgia though. It's fine.
Exactly. And for me, like, if I were arbitrarily rating this is not good. This is the worst thing. Well, it's not the worst thing. Not the worst thing the Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon put out. I would say that some of the other special acts are worse than this. But like, as far as Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon goes, like, this is weak.
Yeah.
The series is so great. Again, there's so much really fantastic character development. When it ends, you don't feel like, oh, like it's unclear whether they're gonna continue to have powers or whatnot. Like it is definitely, it's a satisfying conclusion, but had they gotten a second season, they definitely had material to do a second season.
Sure.
So I only like it from the point of view that it's more Pretty Guardian.
Yeah, I feel like I understand why people like it.
Right.
But if I look at this movie like as a whole, I feel like it completely fails like to have the relationship between Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask make you feel anything about it, basically at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like costumes, relationship, boo.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I'm like kind of like middle is like I think if you are like a Sailor Moon fan and for nostalgia reasons, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because the bias.
Yeah.
For like I think the storyline, like Amy said,
the story just
it's really
fails for
piss
me.
Oh, it's
poor.
weak.
Yeah.
But there are things about this that are just so crazy that I have to appreciate it.
Yeah,
Like
like,
it
it's
is
funny.
so out there.
Yeah.
I love that it exists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a long time ago. All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. Next week, we are going to be here next week, it turns out.
Yes.
Max will be leading us in a discussion about Gundam Wing
Endless Waltz.
I have been your host today, Michelle Chubby Bunny. You can find me everywhere on the internet at I am Chubby Bunny.
And I am Human Ninja. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Human Ninja.
I'm Amy Steinberger, and you can find me Amy Steinberger, Amy Kitty, various places.
And I'm Emma Fife. I can be found everywhere at my name, Emma Fife. I also do a Sailor Moon podcast. It's called Love and Justice, if you guys want to check that out. And also, as you are anime fans, many of you watching/listening to this show, starting on December 19th at our sister network, AfterBuzz TV, where you're going to be doing an after show for the fabulous series Yuri on Ice. So we'll be live streaming at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So join us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys next week. In the name of the bird!
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.